Hello! Today, we will be building a backstory using tarot for my Oceara, who is one of my favorite Temtem. Thought it would be fun to learn more about and develop the story for this digital creature that I've sent to her death over and 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 over again during the game's progression. I think I need to get better at this game. Thank you for your service, Oceara. Time to get to know you a little bit better. So a little background, tarot is a really interesting way to introduce a little bit of artful chaos into a relatively structured and totally controlled life in the sciences. I approach tarot in a secular manner, meaning that I believe the cards are random, and any meaning we assign to them is guided by our own personal life journeys, our own personal insights, and our own unique experiences. It kind of acts as a mirror to our own psyche, and can be incredibly useful for self-reflection and meditation, prompting us to question our situations and self with an alternative perspective. At its core, tarot is a deck of 78 cards, each depicting a facet of shared human experiences. Each card has colors, archetypes, and symbols, and each has a rich historical meaning that represent experiences understood across cultures, and I believe it can offer lessons and different perspectives on whatever you may be applying it to. I'm going to use this tool to impose these random pulls and my own personal interpretations on traditional meanings onto a digital construct, my lovely Oceara, to give her a little more life through a fantastical backstory and essentially an AI-generated personality. I will be using the Children of Litha deck by Xia Hunt. Hope I was pronouncing that correctly. It's a beautiful animal-based, hand-illustrated deck that the artist has clearly put a lot of focused meditation, thought, and a little bit of magic into. I'll link it in the description below. It's absolutely breathtaking. I'll be using a character creation spread I found on the Errant Dreams blog, which can be used for anything from Dungeons and Dragons to epic fantasy novels. That's also going to be linked down below. Huge caveat, I am still pretty new to this tarot journey, and I'm learning by doing, so any comments or feedback is welcome. Very much welcome. All right, let's go get started with this water goddess horse thing that has been a steadfast and super fast nuke throughout my entire Temtem experience. She was bred for me by my fiance, who saw my obsession with this pretty water lady and was like, I'm gonna breed you a perfect Oceara. He spent a lot of money. And then I turned her into a glass cannon, so now she one-shots pretty much everything that she needs to, and then usually just takes one hit and dies. So we have shuffled these cards pretty damn well. Now let's cut them. This is core. You have to sum up your character in one line. This is where you find that line. The Nine of Cups. It's a very happy card. An octopus raising all of its hands up in celebration. It's a very happy octopus. The 9 is close to the end of the cycle. Usually that means whatever trials and tribulations had been coming before pretty much end up being resolved at this point. The 9 of Cups traditionally represents wish fulfillment, comfort, satisfaction, prosperity, abundance, achievement, confidence, contentment, and small indulgences. You have overcome a few obstacles, and this is kind of the light at the end of the tunnel. You are experiencing abundance and prosperity. This is actually very beautiful for my Oceara. The cup suit is generally associated with water. I'm gonna choose to interpret that literally. Yep. Oceara is a water type. She is a very joyous, very fulfilled creature. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. All right, 2, appearance. Temtem all kind of look the same because it's a video game. With the exception of the Lumas, I don't think I have the dedication in order to go Luma hunting, nor do I have 3 million packs on in order to get one. Although I do think it's kind of beautiful. With the blue, the Luma, for me, kind of looks like you peed in a pool a little bit. This is how I'm interpreting it. It's like an appearance compared to all the other Oceara in her little make-believe fantasy world where there are a bunch of other Oceara, and, you know, maybe we're trying to rate the Oceara to its peers. That's actually kind of toxic. Okay, let's see where we go. She's a 3. Okay, so traditionally this card is kind of interpreted as like it's a party. 3 goldfish. They're having a good time. They've come together. They are bonding. This one is all about community. Who doesn't like some community, friendship, camaraderie? This is a very joyous school of fish. They are coming together. So I'm gonna say she's a 3, but she's got a great personality. You know, solid group of friends. She is An incredibly positive and celebratory person who feels fulfilled and kind of a glue for my team. Let's move on. 3. Personality, moods, and emotions. Ooh, the Magician. There's a lot going on this card. It's the first numbered card in the Major Arcana. They govern a lot more of the universal cosmic ideas and ideals and motives that are more big picture thing and are more overarching themes. The Magician, it signifies unlimited potential. Every single other suit is represented. He embodies the idea that everything that it will take in order for you to get through your journey is inside of you. Your ability to ask just why and constantly be pushing forward. Those are all already inside of you. The Magician signifies that you're at the beginning of your journey, but everything that you may need in order to get through it, you already have. You're still at the beginning of your journey, so you have to gain that experience. You have to gain that skill. There's a lot of intelligence to this card. So, applying that back to our Oceara, she has a academic personality. You know what? I should be writing this down somewhere. She seems like a very thoughtful, learner mentality, very capable individual. There's a lot of places that she can go. She is capable of anything. There's 5 more cards in this spread. Next is family. Let's find out about Oceara's family. Ooh, another cup card. I swear to you, I shuffled these very well. I did the riffle shuffle, and I never really ever do the riffle shuffle because I am very scared of destroying these beautiful cards. So this is the 6 of Cups. This is the nostalgia card. We have some dolphins joyously bounding in the sunset. This is to draw on past experiences to solidify your resolve and get through whatever emotional problems that you may be experiencing. You know, this one's pretty straightforward for me. It seems Oceara has had a really solid network of family that she can just look back on and feel support. Did I steal her from her family? No, it doesn't matter because she seems relatively okay with the idea that I have stolen her from her original family or her original pack because she seems pretty happy. This is a pretty happy spread. Oh, maybe this is what the Magician is going for. When I captured her, like she was ready for something new. Maybe she was ready to learn a new skill. Although, you know what? I've had her since she was an egg. Maybe I was her only family. Oh, wait, maybe that means that I am like a good family member for her. I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna take this one as a pat on the back for myself. I'm gonna say that during the raising process, she was pretty happy. I'm glad she can look back at her previous experiences and draw comfort from them. So the next one is friends. Oh god, we have, the tower. All right. This one's generally, you know, one of the worst of the bunch. Although, you know, from every single destructive purpose, there comes a new change. There has been like some sort of catastrophic catastrophe in this Oceara's life that has shaped her into what she is. I think this is her being murdered over and over and over again, and then watching her friends also being murdered next to her for her entire life. That's pretty traumatic. You know, and the tower is kind of representative of those forces. Like, you can't control them. This is just kind of like a cataclysmic event. This Oceara has been subjected to a lot of abuse by me, but apparently she's okay with it. Hopefully she understands. So I think this tower card is just kind of reminding me that I am sending these things to their death, and that's probably messing with their psyches a little bit. I don't recommend sending your friends off to death. That is frowned upon in society, but in Temtem, it's totally fine. She has been through some shit. Yeah, and it's definitely the murder and the dying. At least I keep bringing her back to life, right? Tragedy, revelations, complete devastation, loss of control, and unavoidable circumstances. Yeah, that's probably me just offing her. So I'm gonna interpret this card as I am her friend, and I have put her through some very traumatic and cataclysmic situations. But she has been changed for the better and is learning. She seems, at her core, a very happy octopus person. That kind of makes me sad because it's a video game. When I'm pulling the tower, that my team has gone through some cataclysmic problems because of their friends, aka me. That's sad. You never want to hear that. But she has been able to pull through despite what her friend, me, has put her through. What's next? Enemies. We have the Fool. This one's confusing. The Major Arcana is about the Fool going through a series of changes in their life and eventually coming to fulfillment and joy. It's this lady. She is off on a new adventure. She is very naive. She's chasing a bird. She is chasing a bird off a cliff. She has some flowers with her. Like, yeah, this is all I really need for my journey. It's not wise. ways, but we all have to start somewhere, right? This card may apply to her enemies in that nobody really knows what they're doing. They are all fighting each other, but maybe nobody knows why. They're all naive, kind of going along. They're full of free spirit, new beginnings, and spontaneity. It doesn't seem like it's that adversarial. It's not a personal thing. The enemies they're all just trying to get their own things done and grow from these experiences that even though they have been traumatic, this Oceara has been able to pull through due to the support of her friends and her past. So we have 2 more cards left. Formative experiences. Okay. All right, so she's died a lot. Her formative experiences is that her innocence has been stabbed many times in the heart, and yet she's still flying. This Oceara has had some very traumatic formative experiences, which, we kind of saw with the tower. I'm the friend who's like subjecting her to death and then causing her to murder her other innocent enemies, and then her watching her friends die next to her. Yeah, those are pretty formative experiences, I would say. The 3 of Swords is just emotional heartbreak. That like gut-wrenching feeling that you get when you feel like your life is just falling apart. Think of like a really, really bad breakup, or think of a complete betrayal by somebody you thought may have been your friend. Oh god, this keeps coming back to me being the asshole. I should have looked out for her more when I was raising her, and maybe used more bombs on her instead of reviving her all the time. I should have not been as stingy with my packs on this entire exercise. Should I do this again? It's kind of making me feel weirdly empathetic for these digital characters that I've been subjecting to torture for months now. I'm gonna move on from here because it's just making me feel bad about playing a game. This last card is actually something that I am very interested in learning, and this is Traumatized. It is the 7 of Pentacles, all about nurturing and planting seeds so that they will eventually give you some abundance. Oh, I get it. The support that Oceara has been giving to its friends and its other party has allowed everything to blossom into fruition. This kind of seems like, Oceara has been able to give its energy, has been able to devote itself to its party and its friends, and this has actually been very successful. This one's full of potential. This is a fun, potential, positive card. Oh wait, there's an optional secondary spread that you can use to expand on details. You know what? This one sounds actually a little bit more fun. So we have learned this Oceara, specifically the one in my party that my fiance bred for me and I trained up, is a very resilient learner. She's kind of a 3 out of 10, but has a great upbeat, optimistic personality with a lot of support. Even though she's been through a lot of traumatic experiences, she still doesn't view her enemies as adversaries. They are all just learning all together, and she is very good at interacting with her teammates. Let's do the optional second spread. Again, I do realize that this is a digital character. Reshuffle my card. It just feels right. It's like therapy. Fears and dreams. The 3 of Pentacles, all about just working really, really hard in a team. This is all about teamwork, which makes sense in Temtem. Collaboration, delegation, sharing responsibilities and rewards, master of the art or craft, being recognized for trade or skill. This one seems really straightforward for me. This Oceara, when it comes to fear and dreams, really just wanted to be part of a team, thinking that her major fear was just letting down her team. She does her job. She deletes everything. Let's look at her hobbies and interests next. This is going to be interesting because if she gets crafts or collects things, she doesn't have hands. But I guess Oceara is a magical water being, so she can do whatever the fuck she wants. Well, we got the 9 of Cups again. This Oceara really likes drinking. She likes to hang out with her friends and party. She's a party girl. She likes to work hard and then party at the end. Blind spots and breaking points. The 2 of Cups. So her blind spots and breaking points are her equal partner. She needs a partner in order to function. An equal and opposite partner. If this has to do with compatibility and compromise and partnership, I think her blind spots are that she's blindly trusting. She will go with the first person that shows her any sort of respect. She doesn't know what she's getting out of this relationship, and that could break her. This is a really compelling Oceara. She seems really happy, but makes poor love decisions. Ooh, okay, I want to give her a hug. So let's look at her history. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We're getting kind of personal here. This Oceara has been left out in the cold. Maybe it has to do with her faults that we previously pulled. Maybe she threw in her heart into the wrong relationship. In order for her to continue to be successful, maybe she just had to move on from that relationship. Now I've assigned this Oceara a relationship, like a fake relationship. This is more like you're hoarding, trying to keep everything the way that it is instead of moving forward with your life. Maybe her history, she stagnated a little bit, which actually goes back to the magician that we had pulled for one of her strengths of constantly being to reinvent herself and move forward and just be a quick learner. So maybe she stagnated a little bit. Maybe she's learned from a previous relationship that you can't necessarily control and hoard everything around you, and you have to move on. So what does your character call home? What does she feel at home in? The Queen of Wands. It seems like she feels at home with a feminine energy who is very passionate about life. A very energetic, passionate, feminine energy. Maybe that means I have to donate her. Oh, and maybe I'm the person who's mistreated her. Maybe Oceara is a lesbian. Maybe it's trying to tell me that Oceara is a female who is into other females. That's a fun twist. This Oceara wants to feel at home with a very, very passionate other woman. More power to her. A fire type, I'm thinking an Aohi. Those would make pretty babies. Then they make a home together. Because, you know, home is where the heart is. Okay, agendas. She is now a person. She is a person with hopes, dreams, hobbies, blind spots, breaking points, a home. She has a sexuality. So let's see what her agenda is. The Fool. Again, did I not shuffle these correctly? I think she just wants to go on more adventures. Actually, this sounds like a really great life. Find her soul passionate lover and go on adventures with them and just seize the world by their horns. And then just spread that love and joy throughout all of her team, all of her friends. All right, last one. What's her motivation? Okay, her motivation is death. Death is not necessarily, you know, she wants to die over and over again, because as we saw from the previous spread, when she does that, it's pretty traumatic. Yes, she has the strength to push through death, and through death comes change. She wants to constantly be evolving and changing. Oh, maybe if she wants to evolve but can't because Ocearas don't have an evolution, maybe that's what she's seeking. Maybe she's seeking an evolution of her mind and of herself through these shared experiences with her friends. That'll change her. That'll make her grow, even though she can't necessarily evolve. She has gone through a lot of transformations from level 0 to level 100. She has hatched from an egg. She has maxed out her TVs. She has learned a bunch of techniques. She has grown from that. Her motivation is to just continually evolve and change, even though she can't physically evolve. Well, I've definitely gotten to know this Oceara really well. I'm definitely feeling this Oceara. Aside from a digital character, she is a celebratory individual who likes to party with her friends. She may not be the prettiest of the bunch, but she has a great personality, a nice support network. Whenever she comes through adversity, she doesn't think of them as her enemies. They are playing. She wants to help support her party. She has her role. She is the nuke. She has met partners who have not treated her well. She's had to learn from those experiences. She feels at home with a very strong, passionate, feminine presence. They might go on some fun adventures together, constantly trying new things, and then looking to constantly change and evolve and become new. I don't know if anybody can relate to any of that. I can relate to some of it. It seems like this Oceara is pretty happy to be serving her purpose. He's always looking for that next step. This is my first time ever running through this exercise. That's the entire point of this. So think of the Temtem of your team in a different light and trying to grow from that. If you guys liked this, please feel free to chat, comment. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you later. Bye.